sorry.
Would have been messy, wouldn't it?
So bad.
Yeah.
That's quite a jump. Can you bring me up?
Just yet, I'm going to get you up this little bit.
Welcome to Rationed and Ready, where none of us were rationed and none of us were in fact ready, which does not come as a shock because we did zero preparation. Rationed and Ready is a brand new series brought to you by Padwives Assemble podcast, where we are putting military spouses who normally stand behind the uniform into the spotlight. We are here to empower them and to see if they've got what it takes to do what their partners do. We're putting the fate of our contestants and the teams in your hands. So we want to know, who is your favourite padwife and who is your favourite team? Head over to padwivesassemble.co.uk to cast your vote, and we will be announcing the winners at our charity gala on the 29th of November.
So on day 2, throughout the night before, I was up all night, really, really ill, still being sick. So day 2, we were advised that I stay at home, stay on base, just for safety, just to see if I get better. And when they came back in the evening, I was no better. So Soph and I actually made a trip to hospital. So cheers, Soph, whilst I was throwing up in her car repeatedly. And on the side of the road, where she ended up holding my hair for me. So yeah, 45 minutes later, I was in hospital for the rest of the evening and the rest of the time.
It is an operation that will consist of 4 mission phases. Each mission phase will be briefed on completion of the previous one. Mission 1, having practiced your reconnaissance yesterday, mission 1 is that you need to conduct a reconnaissance of a bridge which sits on a main supply route used frequently by enemy forces. To do that, undetected, your only route is up the middle of this canyon. Do I need to repeat that? No. Ration section will lead, ready section will go second in that particular order. Ready section have the additional responsibility of carrying a charge. If the reconnaissance mission is successful, your second mission will be to destroy that bridge using the charge.
On day 2, we had to get into wetsuits, our life jackets, and head off to the canyoning. This was the scariest part for me, which I thought it would be the abseil, but it was most definitely this. I didn't realise quite how scared of water I was. I knew I was scared of heights, but the water I was shocked at. And then putting in heights and water, I was not live, love, laughing. Let's just say that. When we first got to the water, we had to lie down to make sure that our bodies got accustomed to the cold, and it was freezing. It was freezing.
I found today great. It was a lot better than yesterday mentally, and I think physically as well. I think because my body's got used to climbing, that really helped when we was scrambling up the waterfalls. So yeah, today was really good. I don't have any complaints for today.
I really enjoyed the canyoning activity today. I thought I was going to struggle with the cold, but I really, really enjoyed it. Overall, I think it was a fabulous activity, and I loved being in the water.
We had to carry a fake bomb to our destination in order to plant it on a bridge when we got to the destination. However, it was not allowed to get wet. So each team had to take it in turns, and we also had to make sure that we were on the lookout for enemy and doing a recce.
So a bit of a step inside there you can use.
Today has been amazing. I absolutely loved today. Far better than yesterday, mentally and physically. I felt like I was at a good pace and I really, really enjoyed. I love water, so I could live underwater. I want to be a mermaid.
My favourite part of the day was the very last cliff jump. It was one of the highest. I think we did about 4 overall. And to add to that, there was like a slide that we could go down into water.
I felt like I was standing around a bit, trying to wait for the other team because they were slacking a bit, which made me very cold. And then knowing you have to acclimatise back into the water again, into the cold, it's just very cold.
Come on, Hannah! Go on! In the drive.
My least favourite part of the day, I guess there was a little bit of getting cold when there were points where there was no option but other than to have to stand and wait, and getting a little bit cold was probably the bit that I enjoyed the least.
I found today really enjoyable. I found it more easier than yesterday, even though it is pretty much the same thing, but just with water. I really enjoyed the challenge. Jumping off the ledges was very, very scary, and going into deep water was also very scary. And it was just the shock of cold water hitting you that really got to me. But yeah, overall it was really good.
The reason I wanted to do this was personal reasons with the family, and 5 years ago we lost a really close friend to PTSD, and his memory drives me to do this so other people don't have to go through what him and his family went through. The awareness for veterans and serving soldiers that they need the help and they need access to the help.
Rationed is in aid of Combat Stress, the UK's leading charity for veterans, where they support anything from PTSD, any struggles that veterans face leaving the military. All donations can be found on our website, where you can donate via padwivesassemble.co.uk.
How'd you feel?
Pick 2 people from each of the sections to be responsible for laying the charge. The rest of you are to be guided down to you. Go and identify the local militia.
My favourite part of the day would have been overcoming the last and final jump. It was extremely high, but I knew if I didn't do it, I was going to kick myself for the rest of the duration of this trip.
Yes, please.
Yeah? Right, so this is your bridge. This is where you need to set your charge.
This.
Yep. This is it. This you're on the bridge now. So you need to set your charge in like an appropriate position on the bridge. That's going to like detonate the bridge. You then have you have a 10-minute fuse. Okay. So in that 10-minute time frame, you need to move your group down this track, and I recommend going down past the first big tree, and then finding a safe way down into the gorge, down below this waterfall that you can hear, and then regroup down below the waterfall. Okay. Yeah. It's far enough away that the debris doesn't allow no need to know about that. Obvious question. Yeah. Good?
Yeah,
Happy?
thank you. Who
Yeah.
are we going to
So
pick?
charge set here, everyone ready, make a move, safely get to the gorge, below the waterfall, 10-minute time frame, because you've got a 10-minute fuse.
My favourite part of today was jumping, I think. I know I was hesitant in some parts, but once I got over it, I just felt a rush of adrenaline, and it was just the best thing ever.
So when we get there, so we're going to need 2 people with their chosen shoes, and then from there we're going to go and you guys will need to catch up with.
My favourite part of today, looking back at it now, was probably the slide bit. I think it's because I had to get pushed, really. Otherwise, like it's just not in my hands, really. I think that's why it was just the best bit.
My least favourite part of the day would have been focusing on where my feet are going and thinking water spiders are going to jump on me at every turn.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
We've got 10 minutes before this bomb is going to go.
You go. You guys, you got me. Keep going. Boom. Boom.
Excuse me, I need to dive past you. Yes!
After surviving the canyoning and waterfalls, we headed back to camp to get a shower and have our evening food. And that was when we found Kirsha was no better than when we left her, unfortunately. And it did end up in me rushing 45 minutes to the nearest hospital with Kirsha being sick in a bag in my car.
Yes!
Sick. Okay, you good to go?
We have a little mini whiteboard, and we at the front door when we come in, it's got just like our mood for the day, if we want to go to the gym or not on it, and like, you know, like how happy we're feeling on a scale of 1 to 10, and you just have to write a number next to it. So then when I come in from work, I can look at the whiteboard and go, okay, he's had a day, he doesn't want to go to the gym and he just wants to be left alone, and that's fine. And then I know when I come in, and he doesn't have to talk to me about it. So, yeah. But that's something that I think has helped me, but it's also helped me to help him. Because if he's had a day, he doesn't want me there being like, what's wrong, what's wrong? He just wants to go and be on his own for a little bit.
You know, the impact on you, because and they're away, aren't they? Your partners are away all the time and stuff like that, so that must be hard as well.
Mine only makes jokes.
Yeah.
Only jokes, yeah. Yeah, sarcasm. And you can you can tell they're struggling with just jokes. I'm like, do you want to actually talk about it? And it's like, yeah, no, I'm alright. I'm like, no, you're not. But
I think that's the big thing. I work with a lot of veterans, and a lot of them, unless it's been, they won't talk about it until it's something really serious sort of happens, and they get help and they realise just talking about it is And there's so many now, you know, people taking their own life and stuff, and there's a lot of veterans now. It's just getting really out of hand, and should reduce that stigma. No, it just takes us just one person to talk about it. Your partners are away all the time, and when they come back, and I used to go away for like 4 months at a time and come back, and my wife used to leave me for like, you know, just even like decompress for like 7 days or a week or so, give me a few days just to get used to being back in that environment again, because it's hard to switch off from a military side. I think really being told what to do, when to do it and all of that, then you come home. She says to me now, you might have been the captain of the ship. I wasn't the captain, but I was only like a staff sergeant. You might have been the boss on the ship, but I'm the boss at home, she'd say that, so I run this house, and then it's sort of, not in that bad way, it's not like I'm the boss when you're not here, but you know, there's that balance, certainly when they come home, it's a different, especially if they've been on a tour, active tour somewhere. I imagine it would be, I've never done that, you see, so I wouldn't really know, but Dan was talking about other people, Ant was talking about how Ant's missus as well, so when he comes back it was always sort of, he would never write any letters or anything like that, he'd just be totally focused. So when they come back off, that's what it could be. They could be just totally, you might not say that, they might just be totally focused on in the situation, which is a total, you know, combat experience environment. And when they come back home, it must be, I found it difficult at first. It's a totally different environment. A lot of younger people, it's more common now, there's less stigma, I don't think. There's still a lot of stigma in the military, it's better than what it was, definitely.
I think a lot of them, especially in the military, are worried about getting kicked out if they ask for help.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah, my partner thought that.
Yeah.
He lost his mum in April from cancer, and during the 2-year battle with it, he was too, like, he would always question if he should speak to his work about what's going on at home, because he still wanted to go away, but he didn't want to be told no or whatever.
It's like it's not, you feel not part of the, like the unit down or something something like that.
Yeah, and he always thought that, like, he still thinks that now, with things that go on at home and stuff. Like, if he needs to come away, like, for the funeral and for memorials and stuff, in the back of his mind it's always like, oh, well, how will everyone at work
be perceived,
like, are we going to be like man down or whatever?
I was weaker, sort of.
Sort of.
It's a big sort of macho world, isn't it? Definitely, no. I believe it's a lot better than what it was. But,
I think it's the financial side as well, because a lot of us live in army housing. Obviously, it's a lot of pressure on them. If they lose their job, where is the family going to live? Where are the kids and wife going to live? Who's going to pay for food and stuff like that? Especially if a lot of us, some of us are stay-at-home mums as well, or in education and stuff. Like, what then? So it's a lot of pressure to stay in, and then if they're struggling and they get out because of that reason, I think that would just add to their guilt.
Do you have friends nearby?
I have a couple through like work and things, but they're all a lot younger, and I've not known them for very long. But all of like my close friends, I've got some on the Isle of Wight, some are in Devon, some are in London. Like, they're kind of all over the place, and they are like easy enough to get to. But when you work full time as well, it's then finding the time to travel down to London or travel down to Devon to go and see people. And they don't they're like, oh, why do I need to come and see you? He's back in a couple of weeks. And it's like, this is kind of not the point.
I suppose the communication's better now, but I know I talked to Ant about it quite often, about his previous military stuff. He used to always say, oh, no, we never had time to, because he was focused on that, especially in the, as I mentioned before, the combat environment or whatever. That, do you ever sort of think, why didn't he phone me up today or whatever? Or do you wish it was more, they could do that? Yeah,
I think something that's not talked about a lot, and I don't know if you girls also feel it, but I get resentment in a way, especially because I have a young child, I can't drive. Life gets so much harder, I just feel like I get left to it. Because obviously once he goes to work, he goes into work mode, which isn't his fault. That he's the least helpful person you could ever try to talk to. And it's just, once he's gone, it's better, but like, he's going, a couple of weeks. And he got told the day before he went on holiday. It's like the entire holiday I was kind of like, not intentionally doing it, but like slightly distancing myself. So it sucks less when he leaves. But I just very often feel like left behind. Like, it feels unfair. Which it isn't, he's working hard and I get it, but it's just complicated feelings, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I'm proud of him for doing it. It's just watching news, not really news. Can do it anymore.
I can't deal with the news.
No way.
At work, everyone's like, "Oh, you see what's going on in Russia?" No. Get out of my ear. Like,
I got myself into a really bad headspace with watching the news. I ended up, I went into a frenzy and nearly bought like a £40,000 bunker because I thought the world was going to end. And I started Josh came home, he was away on a course and he came home, and I had organised everything into survival kit, like the zombie apocalypse was coming. And because I was on my own, because I work from home as well, I was just on my own, and it got to the point where I was like, I actually haven't left the house, but I didn't notice. And he was like, Sophie, and once I came out of it, it didn't last long. I was like, okay, yeah, but I just, because I had nowhere to put all these big feelings and emotions, I just started, to the point where I even started packing nappies and stuff for Kirsha's children. Yeah, everything. I made a proper survival thing because I was just convinced. I was like, that's it. So I've now stopped watching the news. Do that as well, when I'm on meetings and things and I need to focus. I know that sounds ridiculous because I'm doing something else, but colouring actually helps me listen better with ADHD and stuff. So, and it just and sometimes you do it and then it's been 4 hours and you're like, oh my god, I've been colouring for 4 hours. But it really does help, and I think everyone is different with what works, right? But
I have a stress relief colouring book, and he got me a present the other week, and it was 60 twin tip alcohol markers.
Nice. Yeah. Have you seen the ones where you literally press a dot and it expands into? They're like paint. They're so good.
I have that.
Oh.
The acrylic ones.
Yeah.
And I've been learning how to make glitter with the felted pen. That's cool. The glitter pattern.
You need to show me how to make glitter.
I like the Lego flowers.
Oh, the Lego.
You've got them, Charlotte.
Yeah, I've never ever used Lego in my life. They do the botanical collection. And so I was like, oh, they're quite pretty, let's get those. And now I think I did about 6 in a week. Yeah. And because I would just sit in silence and just build these flowers. And then Jude's mum bought me another one whilst he was deployed. She sent me one in the post and I was like, oh, thanks. And a puzzle, but I haven't done the puzzle. Yeah, they are. What did you do one? You're like, right, what's the next one?
I like doing crochet. My husband's sick of it. He is so sick of it. He will literally, he told me I'm not allowed it out of the cupboard. As soon as he comes home, it needs to be awake because he's so sick of it. Oh, no. But I like making things for my daughter. I'm making a teddy at the moment. It's going to weigh the same weight as when she was born.
Right, I like reading. Reading takes me out of the...
Like openly talk about it, well, a lot of men, ex-veterans and service people will not do that because of the stigma, or they feel more weaker to the rest of the unit and stuff, but we don't mind me saying.
I never did used to talk about it now.
Well, while he's here, I may as well use that if you don't mind, tell your story, just do it.
Yeah, no, never used to talk about it, and I think a lot of that though was especially the people you surround yourself with. I always thought that I couldn't tell anybody else because nobody else gets it, and still with the wife and stuff now, even still now we probably don't talk as much as you should because a lot of people think that they can't talk to people because they won't understand it. So I always just thought, oh, I'm not going to bother because nobody else's problem. But then I used to just go off like a bottle of pop just randomly because all them times you probably should have talked, you didn't, and it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and then you just explode randomly But yeah, so probably a lot of your partners and that are probably the same because most people I know are exactly the same as that. And it was even the other day. So Gaz, good mate of mine, we did a podcast the other week and we uploaded it, and his missus came over to us, didn't she, the other day, and she was like, thank you so much for doing that podcast with him. I was like, why? She says, because that is the only time I've ever heard him talk about the army, and she was with him for 10 years while he was in as well. Never once mentioned the army at all, but now he openly talks about it all the time with his missus, all the time.
You feel better after doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people do and some people don't. I think a lot of people as well get worse before they get better.
Yeah.
Especially when they're talking about stuff. But But like there's certain, especially like your surroundings and stuff like that. Like I came out heavily addicted to drugs, and drinking, all that. That's why I don't drink now. But like, and it was just because of the people that you're hanging around with. Do you know what I mean? Whereas actually you sit there and you hit rock bottom and you think, I don't want to do this anymore. And you have to just bin everyone off who's bad for you. But obviously you're right at the front of it, do you know what I mean? So looking at, do you know what I mean? Like even my missus hated most of my old mates because she knew that they were bad, but then you're going to partner going, oh, I don't think you should hang around with them anymore. But then you're seen as a, but you actually, you know that they're very bad for them. So
just making that change, isn't it? And like, if you don't make that change, that first step, you'd always be in the same place.
But actually, like spending time with other people who are in the same boat, like, and I run like an online thing called Peak Potential, and it's just same thing, of because I knew it helped me being around other people that have done the same thing and like have been around the same stuff. So other people that understand, and even like stuff like if you're still in and you're trying to talk to people who aren't still in, it probably won't work because you can't. It's not relevant to what they're doing at the time. Whereas the difference in them speaking to someone else who's left is a total different story. Do you know what I mean? So like, it's just being around. The biggest thing is being around people who can relate to what you're doing, which will make you open up more.
I spent the night in A&E with Kirsha and waited for her husband to arrive to make sure that she was getting the best care possible before heading back to camp, which I think was about 4 o'clock in the morning by the time I got back. But I wanted to make sure that she was okay, and I felt comfortable knowing that her husband was there and she was in the best place possible to receive the care that she needed. And heading back to camp to get some sleep before the final day of Ration and Ready.
Wrecking the area for enemy forces. We are rationed and we are ready.